Hello, Web3 Women Space. It's Maria, and today I want to welcome our second guest, a very talented digital fashion designer, Yuna Albegova, and her project MetaKira. MetaKira is the first virtual influencer and UAE in Dubai, so it's a pretty interesting project. I would say this is the virtual influencer, virtual avatar integrated into the physical world. So you will see. I will share her Instagram, so you can have a look too. And hello, Yuna. Thank you for accepting my invitation. I appreciate it, and I'm very excited about our interview. Your project is just amazing, and all what stands behind this and behind MetaKira, it's amazing. I would like to talk more about it, so I wanna ask you to share your story, how you came with idea of MetaKira, and what are your plans about this project about MetaKira. I associate her as a real human, because she is very active in physical world. She's attending all the events in Dubai, so that's amazing. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Maria. It's very nice to meet you. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm also very excited about this interview. So my name is Yuna. I'm artist behind MetaKira. I'm 3D fashion designer, and I'm just making her the creator.
So it's practically you who are standing behind MetaKira.
Yes. I'm the only one making her at the moment. Of course, I would love to have a team to have some help, but at this moment, I'm making it alone.
I know how hard work is it, and I will tell you why I know that, because my background is also a 3D modeling and projecting. So practically the entire my college years, my university years, what I did, I created 3D models. I even created my avatar, but 10 years ago, back then, we had no idea what avatar can become, like how big this can be. I know how time consuming it is. I know how hard it is to texture it, to make it look realistic, to render it, and all this stuff what you are doing, and how fashion she is. It's amazing, and I was impressed when I saw your Instagram, and I really thought that entire team is working behind the project, because she's meeting all the influencers, like real influencers in Dubai. She's collaborating with jewelry brands. She is going to deserts in Dubai, and just I saw your Kira is doing some wellness practices even with real wellness instructors. So that's amazing. Can you tell more about, in general, to explain to our community members and our listeners, what do usually generally virtual influencers do? What are their job? What do you want to Kira to be? In which direction you want to take her, and etc.
So if we talk about virtual influencers right now in Web3 era, I think they can be anything, but my Kira specific, I want her to be more like Instagram influencer because it's closer to my view on her. Like that's what I want her to be. I want her to be like a real girl, and actually that's why the idea behind her is that she came from Metaverse and she is exploring real life in Dubai. That's why she goes everywhere and she tries things and finds friends among real people because it resonates with my view on this. And maybe I have some subconscious wish to be an Insta blogger myself. Maybe I'm just realizing it like that, but also I really want her to be like real influencer. That's my plan for her. And what are they doing? Like they can do everything. Virtual avatar can do everything. They can promote brands. They can meet friends. They can stand for some social problems. They can highlight something that people need to put attention on. Also, I want her to, that's my plan for her when I have more time. I want her to educate people about metaverse because like we are moving and we need this mass adoption thing and like we are moving towards it, but I didn't see many people educating others about, because if you're not in in that field, if you're not into like coding, 3D modeling, IT, maybe you don't even know what's happening. Maybe you just heard the word metaverse and you're like, well, what is it? What does it mean? So I want her to educate people. I want her to act like a real person, and also from the fashion point of view, I want her to wear brands. Maybe one day she will wear something from real brand. She already did wear some things from virtual brands, digital assets, but it's also possible to copy the real thing, bring it to digital world and put it on her. So I hope that one day she will start wearing real fashion in her world. So I really think that possibilities and ways to develop her are limitless, and I really think she can be like a lot of things. She can combine a lot of things, and she can do a lot of things.
I agree with you. Like the possibilities now are limitless, and through this virtual influencer, you can like raise your voice. You can help people, and you can create some movement. You know that people will be educated by her because she is kind of between the virtual and real world. Because you made her very very good, well integrated. I'm going through your Instagram and see that she's very actively talking like and sharing her thoughts. For example, today in the morning when I saw your Instagram, she was sitting in the private jet and like flying somewhere. And I even texted you, maybe we should postpone our interview, maybe you are somewhere, you know. But I mean, it's how it looks like people are associating her with real person, and it's amazing that these kind of virtual influencers can not like we see there can be pros and cons, right? So some people are saying that virtual influencers are taking away jobs from real people, from real models, from real influencers, but there are also very big benefits, you know. Virtual influencers can provide the stuff that is that can meet all our expectations. You know, you can do anything with them. You can do this educational part where they can educate. You can collaborate with digital and physical fashion brands, you know. And now all the physical fashion brands are moving to metaverse, so that's why it's very let's say combined. And I'm sure that there are more benefits of virtual influencers than it could be like you know some skeptical thing. And what do you think? What are pros and cons of being a virtual influencer as MetaKira? And what are pros and cons for artists behind the virtual influencers?
For pros and cons for virtual influencer, I think a big pro is you have those limitless opportunities for creativity. So you can go beyond reality. You can wear anything you want, unrealistic, like any color, shape, texture, anything. So like it gives you like crazy opportunity to collaborate with brands. Like you don't have to travel anywhere. You don't have to go anywhere. You can do everything virtually, everything online. It's a big, I think. So it also saves the budget. If we if we talk about the budget for influencer, it might be like lower budget to collaborate with the digital one. And in terms of you being a person and you like realizing yourself through this avatar, you can be whoever you like. So you don't have to stick to your physical shape, physical age, physical gender, physical anything you have. You can change it, and you can be someone you're not in Instagram, and create this story and communicate with people from the side of this avatar already like feeling like this person. And from this point, I want to go to cons because this is also a con. Like, how do we see it ethically? If, for example, middle-aged man from I don't know any country will behave like 16 years old girl on Instagram and like try to create this story, how we will see it from ethical side, and also how it affects your mental health if you are pretending someone else on Instagram, but in real life you are still your real self. So it's also like from one side it's pro, from another side it's a con. Also the creative limitless, from one side it's a pro that you have like this freedom from another side, you have technical limits, because creating, it takes a lot of time, rendering a lot of time, animating a lot of time. So you still have limits, because still it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of, especially details. Like, details are the most complicated things to do, and details are very important to make it look realistic. But again, it takes time. Also, you have to have this special software and equipment, and time for it. And also, some limits are with like, I want to make her look more realistic, but I'm facing limits in animation. The system is not, how to say, the way animation is made now, it's a bit not realistic. So on the photo it looks more realistic. When she moves, it's already less realistic. So there is still limit in this particular way. So yeah, there are like some limits about that. And also, one is people are still not ready. MetaKira now doesn't have a lot of followers, so at this moment she's like 2,500, and mostly her audience is people somehow connected to metaverse, IT, 3D modeling. But people who are not connected to metaverse and who see virtual avatar for the first time, they can be scared, they can be aggressive. I already had some comments when people say, like, what is this, it's fake, like, stop showing it, it's creepy. So this is the point, like, the people are still not ready, we are still moving there, we are still on the way. And if I speak about my work as a 3D designer, it's a big pro that I can do everything remotely. However, I still have to go to those events. So all the events Kira goes to, I go myself, because all the photos you see on her page, I took this photo myself, I've made it myself, so I've been there. And but apart from that, everything I can do remotely. And for me, it's very good. It gives me flexibility. For obstacles I'm facing, it's technical. There are so many different software, so many ways to do things, and sometimes I want to do something with her. I want to make her move. I want to make. I actually want to make her more. More like, to make those reels, for example, in Instagram. So she needs to move, but technically it gives me so much complexity. Like, I have to do all this animation and stuff. So this I face as an obstacle. And right now I'm working as a freelancer, as a 3D designer. So I'm working on projects for 3D fashion, and I have this time for Kira. But for example, if I would work in office somewhere, I'm afraid that I wouldn't have the time. So time is really important. What else I can say? In terms of my presence, and how people react on me as a 3D designer, I really like it. People are always interested. They always want to know what is it. Like, they like to ask me questions. How you do that? What is that? What's her next photo? When she's gonna be next time? So yeah, I really like that, how people react.
It's amazing how people and how 3D artists are transforming objects to the three-dimensional space, and how they can create something that will be three-dimensional, that will move, that will have the exact texture that should be done, because it's very important to have the right light, right angle. Even if you want to integrate the MetaKira to the physical world, you should know how to do tracking, and it's not that easy. And I understand that. And talking about the details is the core thing, that's why she looks so natural for me as a 3D designer, because you pay attention on tiny details. For example, I don't know, her look, how she stands when she is next to the real person, and what is her face expression. So all these things in common are all these details are creating an amazing avatar. And I understand that some people are a bit skeptical, or there may be some aggression, because it's innovation, you know, and people always are meeting innovations. Like there are two kind of people who are ready for innovations and who go towards the innovation, and who are just a bit scared for the first time, but after, when this adaptation will come, like everyone will get used to it, because I'm sure that when metaverse will enter our life, let's say, like fashion brands, fashion industry will completely be in virtual world and in real world, and these virtual influencers will be an essential part of metaverse, and as we see of real world as well. I really do like that MetaKira is doing that. And you, as a digital fashion designer behind the MetaKira and in general, I'm sure this opportunity gives you a big freedom, flexibility, and it will be more adapted. I am sure that when Web3 will enter the internet, when all the brands will decide to switch to Web3, even to Web2 brands that are not associate themselves with the Web3, I guess finally they will understand that it can be linked in any aspects with Web3, and they will decide to be more progressive, and will this switch will happen for sure. Artists will be in a high demand, let's say. And talking about the technology behind all this, and what time consuming and resource consuming is creation process, right? Like you mentioned that there are a lot of programs, a lot of software, and you can choose which one is better to use for make animations to more realistic, or which one is better to use to make the skin type more natural, or let's say, I don't know, eyebrows, etc. Because all these details are making the whole entire picture, and that's I'm sure that with this innovative technologies, and this is like this evolution and this innovation happening so fast, so I really believe that there will be some software that will simplify the work for the artists as well, you know, because 10 years ago when I worked in 3D Max or Blender or Maya programs, there were a big let's say struggles as well, you know. One was to create an object, and the second problem, or not a problem, but let's say challenge, was to make it look realistic, to put the right texture, to render it in the right way. And compared to that times, I'm sure nowadays it's much more improved, and you can do it in a better way, in a faster way, and in an easy way. But talking about the perspective, I believe, and I'm pretty sure that this experience will be also improved, and it will become more convenient, you know. And I'm still very surprised that you are alone working on this project, because usually you need like technical team, you need virtual reality to be integrated, let's say you need a person who will do a render perfectly, marketer, etc. And all in one. It all once again it shows how women are creative, how hardworking they are, and how innovative they can be. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm really happy that we met, and hopefully I will meet MetaKira and you in Dubai someday. Because Dubai now is like hub for Web3 and crypto and blockchain events. So I'm really looking forward to attending some of the great events there as well. So we will meet for sure. And I want to talk about ecosystem, you know, very briefly, like real world and metaverse. You are in you are a virtual influencer in real world. What do you see as an opportunities to be in a real world? Like, what are the experience of you as an artist when you are going to the events, when you are attending events, and when you are introducing MetaKira to the people? What is their reaction? What are their questions? And what are possible collaboration, or how, in which angle are they more interested in MetaKira as a project?
Well, when I go to events and when I meet people and I show them Kira, first they don't understand. Who is it? What is it? I have to explain really, really detailed from like a very, very simple perspective that this is virtual avatar, she's not real. Because some people, when I show them Instagram, they think it's a real person, but just with filters. Because you know, on Instagram now, if you use filters, your face look very smooth, like a doll. So they think that this is a real person, but then she put some filters on. That's why she looks that smooth. And then I have to explain that this is virtual avatar. She goes here and there. Now it's easier because I already have some content to show them. For example, recently I've been to Dubai Run Challenge. It was dedicated to, I don't know if you heard about it, there was a 30 by 30 challenge in Dubai. So 30 days, they had a lot of sport related events, some kind of yoga classes, different cycle classes, everything. So there was a lot of events during this month. And it also had this Dubai Run where people were running 10 kilometers or 5 kilometers along Sheikh Zayed Road. Sheikh Zayed Road, it's the main road, main street in Dubai. So they closed it. It was 6 a.m. So I woke up and I went there. I didn't participate. I didn't run, but I just wanted to make photos for Kira. So I went there and actually it was a lot of fun because this energy you feel when people are there, they want to run, they're so energetic, they're so motivated, they all are in a good mood. It's like, it's very good, it's very nice. And uh, so for example, when I show them photo like this, they understand because it's a very famous thing here, like everyone heard about it. And then they start to understand that this is a virtual avatar, that she goes to real places. And of course they are very curious. Of course it is because they are all IT related, metaverse related, so they already know the basics. It was a little bit different when I went to art exhibition, and people who are into art, I think they didn't really get the point. What is? They thought I just like drawn her as just a picture, just with some digital tools like Photoshop or something, Illustrator maybe. You know, like so she's just drawn. Um, I really like the reaction. I really like how people support it and how they always wish me luck and how they always say that it's a nice, interesting project, and how they. Also, a very important thing is because she is like her story is that she's exploring real world, that she can really collaborate with anyone. So whether it's a sportsman or teacher or doctor, anything, any topic can be brought up, and any person can find something that we can discuss, that we can collaborate on. So I really like that reaction, and I really like that people support her. No one is indifferent. Like they all take part in it. They all are interested. Like I didn't see even one person who were like, oh, just not interesting. Everyone is like, oh, show me, what is it? What is this photo? Where is it? Oh, you've been there, you've been here. It's really interesting and really nice.
And I think this avatar represents your personality. Like I don't know you in person, but you know, like I think each avatar represents the personality. Of course, if it's like a very strategic project and there is a huge team works behind the avatar, and they have like a very like clear goal to be a fashion influencer and to work with the top fashion brands. You know, I know that in this case they should have some strategy, and in your case, that's why it resonates with me a lot. She's very natural, like she's very welcoming, she's very communicative, she's like very integrated into the society, and that's why she can be very diverse. I have the feeling that you are this way as well, and even the fact that you woke up at 6 a.m. and you are doing some like this project motivates you to create something good, to wake up in the morning and to what really like makes you feel better. And I think this is the main thing what all of us should do. Like it's because usually to be what we need as a humans, we need to be happy, and being happy means that to dedicate yourself to something valuable. And talking about other virtual influencers, like it could be male, female virtual influencers, do you have a connection with someone, or are you collaborating with other virtual influencers, or what do you think? Is it possible to like? What is the most exciting thing being a virtual influencer and meeting other virtual influencers? How does it work in your world?
I have some connections with virtual influencers. I have some collaborations. From recent ones, I can remember the one with Sera Reika, if I pronounce correctly. That influencer is from Canada. She has gaming background, so she's more like for gamers. And another one was Olska 3D. She has different story. She was created to support a brand, Eko Olska. So she is more like a representation of that brand. So this is also it also shows how influencer can be presented and how which background can it have. So for example, one is gaming with gaming background for gamers, another one is supporting a brand and exists like a representation of a brand, talking about sustainability of this brand. Also, there was one from India called Maya. But like I'm always happy to collaborate with them if they contact me on Instagram. I really like it. I really like when I see this virtual influencer with a story, with some kind of a background, because sometimes what I see on Instagram is just random photos with no background, no story. But so I see the potential, but it has to be like combined into a story, and then it will become like something beautiful. But also, of course, I understand that you have to have a lot of time for that to create that thing, because other influencers with whom I was contacting, they are operated by teams. So there is like a marketing manager or like a technical team. So they're like they have bigger supporting team. And for the most exciting thing, like being an influencer, I think is this opportunity to collaborate with people, real people, influencers, other virtual influencers, like the opportunity to message them and they're gonna reply. Because like if I would do it as Yuna, just like not a 3D designer, just Yuna, I don't think they will talk to me. And now we have this community, and now I can also show what I can do. They can show what they can do. We can communicate. We can share experiences. We can be in that community and have that support as well. Because of course, they can ask me something technical, like how do you do this or that. I ask them sometimes, like, "Wow, how did you do that?" And I also get that advice. It's really nice. It's really nice. I love it. And talking about collaborating with brands, so far I collaborated only with digital brands. So the last collaboration was, I think, with Diba Moda. I met this lady in Dubai. She's also here, and now we know each other, and we decided to make collaborations. She created a suit for Kira. So yeah, it's great. It's great that I have this opportunity. It's amazing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think like you are at the right time in the right place. You know, meeting so many amazing and like innovative people gives you an opportunity and opens these possibilities to create more, to like give this freedom to your creativity, and just to go beyond the limits. And because in this technically like technologically driven world nowadays, we can do whatever we want, and being creative without any limits. You know, for example, digital clothing. You know, you can Kira can wear anything she wants. The clothes can be like animated. It can be like fluid, I don't know, like any type of things, and it's all about your creativity. And looking at the project, I see that you are a very creative person. And talking about the story behind Kira, and story behind the product or story behind the brand. It's an essential part of the successful project, because without a story, without a storytelling, without being an empathetical towards others, and it can be a successful project. Like it gives value to what you are doing, and that's amazing. This is a nice approach. It shows that you are not only creative, but you can communicate, and your communicational skills in terms of how to showcase your project, how to create this human interaction. Like computer and human interaction is not that easy, as we know. And you mentioned that some of virtual avatars are just virtual characters, but without any story behind it. And it's a common thing and common problem, because usually guys who are in tech, who are in 3D modeling, they are mostly concentrated on technology, and they somehow lack this communication and brand strategy, skills. And you have this combined, and you are like doing an amazing job with MetaKira. I really love it, and I wish you a big success. And I'm sure that your hard work will pay you back. And next time when we schedule an interview, MetaKira will be animated, and she will talk to me somehow. And I think it will be possible in the future.
Yes, I hope so.
Yes, thank you, Yuna, a lot. Finalizing our interview, and it was pretty interesting for me, and I'm sure for others as well. What do you think? What skill set should digital artists have? Talking about technical side or communication with users, etc., to succeed, to successfully run the virtual avatar. Like, what are the main parts of your personality and your professional skills that makes Kira really good virtual avatar and virtual influencer?
I think that to be a designer, it depends on what you're doing. Because if you're doing something like me, like something that has to be that has to combine both your soft skills and technical skills, so you have to do both things, basically the technological part, and then you have to do the marketing part. So you have to go to events, talk to people, promote your brand somehow, promote your creation somehow. Then you have to have both. You have to have this extraversive skills, be outgoing, be optimistic, be have this energy, and at the same time you have to be creative in terms of tech, and know some programs and everything. Of course, it's a good thing that programs are becoming more and more user friendly, so it's already easier, I think, to learn it and to get into. And if you are just working as a part of a team, if you are just a designer, then you can concentrate on these technical skills, concentrate on your creativity, concentrate on realizing yourself through your work, because your work, if it's digital or physical, it will stay. Whether you are making a virtual dress or something, or like a real dress, after 5-10 years, people can see it. They will be able to find it. They will be able to see it, and it will contain a part of you. So you have to think about this, think about your creativity, think about leaving something like a part of your soul in your every creation. And in terms of technical skills, I would say it's easy to learn now, because YouTube is full of lessons. It's incredible how many things you can find there, and how many really useful tips you can get there. So everything is there, so you just have to decide what you want to do and just do it. All the tools are there. It's such an amazing era we live in, that you have all these tools, and again, you don't have to have big budget for it. You only need your laptop, you only need your creativity, and already you can create your own collection. So it's a great opportunity. So you just have to go there, just take the tools you need, and just express yourself.
Thank you, Yuna, very much. And yes, you are completely right. Like, all you need to have is creativity, technical stuff, and soft skills to run this, world, let's say, and to enter the virtual space and to be integrated into physical as well. And you are a great example of it. I'm very fascinated by what you are doing. One more time, I want to mention that, and I wish you a big success. And I'm sure, like, in a couple of months or like maximum 1 year, I will see MetaKira on different platforms, even in Metaverse, and she will be educating people. She will bring some value, and you will even enhance this concept behind it, and it will become more and more interesting, realistic, and valuable for the society. So thank you very much for your time. I will share all the
Thank you very
links.
much for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you. And all the links will be below. I will mention MetaKira on Instagram and all the social media. I saw just you posted that MetaKira already has a LinkedIn and Twitter. So it's amazing how quickly she is adapting to everything. And wish you a good luck and thank you. And looking forward to see you in person.
Thank you very much. And I also hope to see you in person, Maria. Thank you.